Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song by Katy called Roar. And it starts out with a really cool keyboard intro, and actually we're going to kind of end up capoing this on 3rd fret to match the recording. But you can kind of start out with just open G a lot. G, 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 G. And then when our bass line comes in, actually this is really hip actually. As far as the basses go, you'd have 3rd fret on the low E string is kind of where your bass note starts out to kind of support that G note. And you can even kind of work that as a hybrid thing, like where you do pick for the bass and kind of a finger for the other note if you wanted to. Or if you're really interested in this, you can kind of even add in the open D and G. And then the bass line from that G note goes to an open A string, kind of implying an A minor chord. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then we go to an open E string, which is kind of implying an E minor chord. And then we go to a 3rd fret on the A string, which kind of implies a C chord. So you could even kind of just work that around kind of the basses with the open. So you kind of go 3rd fret on the low E string with the open D and G, and we do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we kind of do it again to the open A, and then we go open E 6 times, and then the C for 2 times. So it's kind of a 6 plus 2, 6 plus 2 kind of idea. So you got kind of G, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, open A, open E. 3rd on the A, 3rd on low E, open A, open E, 3rd on the A. So you may want to kind of play around with that. That could be a cool way to kind of work actually a lot of the tune. And then when we start out with our chords, actually the chords that would kind of back up that bass line would start on a G major chord. And when we play G major, 1st finger is going to go to the A string on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger is going to go to the low E string on the 3rd fret, and 3rd finger is going to go to the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord and it sounds really happy. And then that open A string is actually backing up an A minor chord. When we play A minor, 1st finger is going to go to the B string on the 1st fret, 2nd finger is going to go to the D string on the 2nd fret, and 3rd finger is going to go to the G string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord. And then from the A minor, that open E string is kind of working out for an E minor chord. And when you play E minor, 1st finger is going to go to the A on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the D string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, it sounds very sad. Make you cry. And then from the E minor, we're going to be going to a C major chord. When we play C major, actually you got a good guide finger here on the 2nd. 2nd finger is already in the right place. But you can take the 1st finger and go to the B string on the 1st fret, 2nd finger on the D 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the A string 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a C major chord and it sounds really happy. So our first chorus through the tune actually is kind of that G, A minor, E minor, E minor, C, G, G, A minor, E minor, E minor, C. But a lot of times with a song like this, to kind of back up my voice, I like adding something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. I'll talk about another one later on. But if you just took the G and just tried that a lot, you have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. So we tried that through our chord progression. The weird thing is you kind of think of it as kind of a G all the way through, and then kind of halving G and an A minor. So when we get to that spot, we can just do down, down ups, and then we do a whole E minor, and then we kind of half an E minor and a C with a down, down up. So we tried that with our strum pattern. We have G with a down, down, up, down, G, down, down, E minor, down, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, C, down, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, E minor, down, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, C, down, down. So that's a lot of our tune right there. But then when we hit our bridge part, actually the bridge part kind of starts out with just a blocking idea on the G, and then we kind of do a blocking idea on the C, and then we do a blocking idea on the E minor, and I just mean downs when I say blocking. And then when you go to D, because at the end you go to a D major. And then when you play D major, 1st finger is going to go to the G string on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger goes to the high E on the 2nd fret, and 3rd finger goes to the B on the 3rd fret. And if you kind of strum just the D, G, B, and E, that gives you a D major chord sound. It sounds really happy. So at the very end of our bridge, we just have this big build up on D where you may want to do kind of a down, 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 and then kind of kill the strings. So it's big D build up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, kind of an idea. Now the weird part is to play along with Katy Perry though, instead of starting on a G major chord, she's actually starting on a B flat major chord. So what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 3rd fret, then now your G major is really a B flat major, your A minor is really a C minor, your E minor is really a G minor chord, your C major is really an E flat major, and when we get to the D major, it's really an F major chord. But if we tried that with kind of that intro lick, you could still kind of do that with kind of those basses, and you could even add in extra basses if you wanted to kind of imply that change of the chord. So you could even do kind of G with 1, 2, 3, 4, and add another G, and then the open A, and then open E, and then add another OP, and then kind of a 3 on the A string. So you can kind of embellish that all kinds of different ways. Or you might want to just follow the bass line, you know, just kind of working that G, G, A, E. Could be a kind of a cool way to do that. So I'm just doing down ups on that and kind of muting it just a little bit with my right hand. So you may want to kind of experiment with that too. That could be a very, very cool and sneaky way to kind of open up the tune. Or you could even try that hybrid idea, you know, where you're doing kind of that idea with the basses to be kind of a cool idea too. So you could kind of take that and embellish it any way you want to, actually. But then kind of when we start our first progression, kind of our first chorus progression, then we could try that with the down, down, up, down, up, and we have G with the down, down, up, down, G, down, down, A minor, down, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, C, down, down, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, A minor, down, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, C, down, down, up. Now something else I would think about adding to the song though is bass notes, and a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, you could throw in the bass notes that we're talking about. So on the G chord, you can put a low E string on the 3rd fret, and that's kind of where a G note would be. Now, it's really a B flat because of the capo, but that's okay. So you're kind of thinking G, down, up, down, low E bass, down, up, down. On the A minor, you'd have the A string for your bass, just like the opening lick. And then on the E minor, you'd have the low E string for your bass on the E minor. And when we get to the C, you'd have an A string for your bass. Kind of digging on this bass idea, you could kind of do the G with a bass, down, up, down. And then when we get to the halving chords, do kind of a bass, down, up, and then E minor with a bass, down, up, down, and then half an E minor with a bass, C with a bass, down, up. Just kind of halving it through it. So we tried it that way. We have G with a bass, down, up, down, G with a low E bass, down, A minor with an A bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, up, down, E minor with low E bass, down, C with an A bass, down, G with low E bass, down, down, G with low E bass, down, up, A minor with an A bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, down, E minor with low E bass, down, C with an A bass, down, G with low E bass, down, down, G with low E bass, down, A minor with an A bass, down, E minor with low E bass, down, down, E minor with low E bass, down, C with an A bass, down. Now another strum pattern I would think about adding too is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now our down, down, up, down is dividing the beat into 2 parts, 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that foot tap into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's called a 16th note. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns to work with is a long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the G and do it down for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. That's what you're doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you're doing kind of a down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the third beat, you're doing an up on 2, down on 3. So you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, down, 1 up, down, 1 up, down. And then on the last beat, you're going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So if you put all that together, you got long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. So one way to work that through the tune is to do the whole strum pattern on the G major, and then we can kind of have that G and A minor with kind of a down, 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 up, and then go to the E minor with the whole pattern, down, down, up, down, and then we kind of have the E minor and the C, just like we're doing with the 8th note pattern. So if we tried it that way, we'd have G with a down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, G down, 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 up, A minor, down, down, E minor, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, down, C down, 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 G down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, G down, 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 A minor, down, 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 E minor, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, E minor, down, up, down, down, up, down. Or bass, bass, down, down, up, bass, down, down. So bass, bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, down. And then when you get to the G, A minor, you could even make it kind of a bass, bass, down, down, up, which would be very hip. And the E minor kind of add in some basses. So you may want to kind of experiment with that bass, bass, down, down, up, bass, down, down, G, bass, bass, down, down, E minor, bass, bass, down, down, E minor, bass, bass, down, down, bass, down, down, E minor, bass, bass, down, down, C, bass, bass, down, down, up. So it might be kind of cool to kind of add in some extra basses. And then we basically repeating that progression until we get to our bridge part. And when we get to our bridge part, this is a little weird. We end up kind of doing a big G, and then we do a big C, so it's all just big downs, you know, E minor, and then we go to the D chord, and then we do our build up on D, and then we're right back to our progression, so back to G, G, A minor, E minor, but that's the basics of how you can strum through Roar by Katy Perry. So good luck!